Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Ches Charday. Please like, comment, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time. I thought something was off with this story. I just reacted to the last video just as if she was telling the truth. I didn't really mention that I didn't believe her much, but I think you guys saw my face about it. I was just like, some things were a little off.
But I definitely understand it being hard because I'd have stayed in such.
You can hear her daughter screaming in the back is what it's saying. The video says a video surfaced with her daughter screaming and saying ouch in the background. My heart goes out to her and her children.
Situations much longer than I had to because I had children in those situations. So I understand the struggle of that. Definitely.
She had no reaction to it whatsoever.
But there's
definitely
that
hear the
saying,
child
when you're
saying
sick and
stuff.
tired of being sick and tired, that's when you'll make a change, and that's very true. So it's just all about whenever you have the courage to do that. So everyone else is noisy in the background. I don't know how much you guys can hear, but there's so many of us that this is like that. So if you hear stuff in the
Wonderful
background,
mother. This is the type of women you need to avoid such great lengths to not fuck your kids over, guys. Don't stick it in crazy.
No, you don't. I showed my baby sister video about dating. If you guys can hear my daughter, she's upstairs with my husband being cranky. So I just don't know how he was able to get away with it and so sneaky, because with my own trauma, I watch my kids like a hawk.
Really? Really? Trash.
By now, I'm sure you've heard of new trophy wife. She recently went viral over a tragic story that broke the internet. If you haven't checked out my take of it already, be sure to catch the first video. But to give you guys just a recap of what's happened up to this point, she is a femininity coach that specializes in teaching young women how to secure wealthy, high-value, rich men. She attributes a lot of her training to She Raw 7 and is all about promoting the rich, hypergamous, soft life for women who ultimately want to live a luxurious life. And
my girlfriend watches my videos, and then when she saw this video, she straight up came to me like, babe, are men like this? And I'm like, there's some men are just evil, babe. I don't know what to say. There's evil men, evil women. Like, I do agree. This is a whole new level of evilness.
And so that is her brand. That is what she's been promoting. Now, controversy ensued when she came on the internet a few days ago and admitted that her husband allegedly has mistreated and inappropriately touched her young two daughters. Since then, she said she's moved away for the last few weeks and is now trying to figure out ultimately what to do, because not only has she built a brand off of teaching women how to find high-value, hypergamous men, but she also needs to figure out now what this means for the rest of her life and her family. A few things that I have noticed about your guys' feedback and ultimately why a lot of people just are not believing the ladies.
So again, I truly didn't believe it, but I can't genuinely watch a video and just react to it and just think everything in the video is just straight lies, especially when it comes to a serious topic like this. It'd probably make me seem insensitive if I really acted the way I was like, she's just a lying whore, right? It's just quite insensitive of me if this thing does actually come true.
Anymore when it comes to these allegations. Now, as people have been doing a lot of research, they found some things that seem inconsistent, everything from lives where you see her kids in the background crying or saying things like ouch, from some of the videos where she admitted that she got married to this man less than a week, and even more specifically ended up moving in with this man and marrying.
She proposed to this man. She actually bought a ring for this man. So this is the man she truly wants.
Him simply because she needed a place to stay.
Hey, how are you doing? And I told him, I just got out of a relationship, and I kind of told him a little bit about why my lease was going to be ending very soon, which is why I went ahead and moved in with
Broke, dusty, musty, crusties.
my person that had became my ex. We started living together, and I told my husband, I was like, hey, I'm so embarrassing to admit, but I was like, I need a place to stay because my lease is ending, and I just broke up with my boyfriend, and like, even if it's just like for a couple weeks, it's okay. Just while I look for, somewhere else, because I had planned on needing to find somewhere else. And he was saying, well, if you're going to live with me, it's going to be as my wife, not as my girlfriend. And I was like, well, how spontaneous are you? And he laughed and he said, very spontaneous. So then I was like, right. So we started entertaining the idea of getting married, like immediately.
Everything from her mentioning that she was basically raped early on into the marriage. Also,
This is what someone who said a comment section in below where I said something about, I don't think it should be the case that men or that husbands are raping wives or, are wording wives or the law. To me, it just didn't seem right. They just got married a week later or and within a couple days, he R-worded her 4 times. That's where I'm like, it doesn't even make sense.
the fact that she mentioned that even when they were supposedly engaged, he had an online dating profile that was still active. And
we were talking about getting married like the next week, and he was out of town in Colorado, so we hadn't seen each other. This is all talk or whatever FaceTime. But I would have got his ring, and the next time we talked on FaceTime, I was like, I did something. And he was like, what'd you do? I was like, I got your wedding ring. Like the next day, I went. Somebody told me to go online and check my eHarmony profile. So I went on there and I saw he updated his picture, and I was like, oh no, this dude is playing around. Like, I'm glad I didn't spend a whole bunch of money on this ring. Like, he was just playing, and I screenshotted it and sent him a picture, and I said, it doesn't seem like we're on the same page. So yeah, I'm done with this.
And you still married the man.
And he texted me. He was like, or I think he tried to call me and I didn't answer. And he texted me and he was like, no, I'm serious. I am going to marry you, in caps. And I think that evening he ended up going and buying my ring.
so there are all these things that are being said in the story where people are saying, hey, this doesn't really add up. Are you telling the truth, or are you withholding some information that actually might give more context?
Yep.
While essay is a really sensitive topic, unfortunately, people have the right to be skeptical about any of these stories.
Yeah, believe all women. Men are at the point where it's all women are lying until they can prove your innocence.
Strong, harsh claims. And here's why. There are many people out there who are skeptical of this entire situation, not necessarily because they want to victim blame, but because there is a long-term history of women going online or going in different spaces and lying about men for their own personal interest. There is a documented history of this happening specifically to Black men
Yeah.
being targeted and falsely accused for things they did not do. Here is a prime example.
Let me introduce you to Dean. I don't believe you all have met before.
They never even met. The man spent 14 years. 14 years!
The seat right here.
I'm sorry that you lost. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I just wanted to tell the truth.
Shut the fuck up. You didn't. I have no sympathy with your fucking fat crying ass right now.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I hate you had to go through something like that.
Shut up, bro. No way. You had to go through that. Fuck her.
I hate now that you have children, that your kids have to go through something like that. And I hope and pray each day that you can get closure. And this day, I accept your apologies.
This man is much bigger than I am. That is for sure. There's just no way. No fucking way for me to forgive or accept someone's apology. Like this. I've never even met you. You accused me, and I lost 14 years of my life. I've never even met you.
And again, just remember, not too long ago, we had the whole brick lady situation who put
Yep.
Black men all on blast and was saying they did all kind of different things. Come to find out, it was all a scam, and she did it just to make money. We live in a society that is so quick to jump to negative conclusions about what a Black man does. And because we have found multiple people in multiple situations where some of these people make these claims, make these allegations, and it's a lie, now you have people who are basically
I actually 100% agree with that last statement. I will hardly ever believe women until there's police reports and police statements. I, I it's hard as a creator for me to watch videos like the last one and just try to berate and say that they're liars and all of these things because the topic is too sensitive. If it was something else, maybe, but when it comes to diddling kids, I'm gonna have to take that quite seriously.
feeling like, is this another situation where it's a boy crying wolf? Is this another situation where somebody is just, using
But it's totally possible. There's that other side of me, like while as I was reacting to it, as I was like editing that video, and I was like, man, I actually kind of don't believe her. Like how horrible is it nowadays that women can come online and say things like this, and we don't even want to believe it. And these are horrible, heinous acts that almost no men would ever sign off on.
an old storybook method to try to basically using Black men as the prop to try to get some money, because there is unfortunately a documented history of that. And so I completely understand why there's people out there who are going to be skeptical, who are going to want to ask questions, who are going to want to make sure that resources are validated. And quite frankly, that is what needs to be done. I mentioned that in my first video, that there are a lot of things that are still unclear, and there
Yep.
are a lot of things that have yet to be verified. And so we need to be really mindful to be on the lookout for the story. But you guys are right to be skeptical and to want to understand that that people are moving with truth and not narrative. And so, we really don't want to victim blame, but at the same time, we also
I said it. I try not to be, but it's hard not to sometimes.
have to understand how many men, unfortunately, have been victimized, Black men primarily, when it comes to false allegations, things that actually end up putting them behind bars and ruining their life. And so, there there really is no ideal scenario in this case. It would be, if she's telling the truth, it's a horrible situation, because this means that now there's these young kids that have to deal with all of the trauma associated with that. If she's lying, that's still horrible, because now you created this.
I don't even know what's better, if she's lying or if she isn't. I kind of hope she's lying about everything, because then that means at least the kids are cool. Like they're not being diddled. But
This whole story about your kids that's actually really sick and traumatizing. But I think more importantly, it's really important to understand with these kind of viral situations and with these kind of stories, the different stakes that are at hand. And so, yes, before we go and try to point fingers, I think it's important to look at the facts, understand what's going on, understand that this is a sensitive topic, but also try to move as much as possible with logic, with proof, so that nobody who is innocent is being misappropriately treated. And yes, because it's these kind of scenarios that have happened, even in the Black community, you do have men taking a step back and being like, I'm not going to believe all women, and I'm not even going to believe all Black women, because y'all have done this.
yeah, I mean, you're right, Ches. Like, we've seen too much. The internet has shown men too much. Men have experienced too much to really blindly listen to women or agree with women or to just believe women nowadays. It's just too much.
The same thing to us. And so there's that tinge in the air. And this is why you are seeing some people, men and women, rightfully so, be skeptical.
And it sucks. It really does. When stories like this, you would want to take it for face value. You want to be sympathetic to the kids. You kind of understand. But then you're like, is she lying? She lying. You know, like, because there's just so many things she didn't tell us. There's so many inconsistencies.
But anyways, guys, what do you think? Do you agree or disagree? What do you think is the best way to handle these kind of situations? Are you guys aware of other information that I have missed? Let me know down in the comment section.
Shout out to Shay. This was a wonderful video that kind of shed light on it. Yes, I really wanted to do a video on it that really talked about the whole, you know, believe all women crap. And like I said, I did logically go through that last video as if she was telling the truth, but as I was editing and even as I was doing the video, I was just like, man, I don't even know if this is gonna be a great take or not on it, you know, just because it was a raw take of what I saw. And you guys know me, when it comes to kids, I just get a little red, so I'm just like, please like, comment, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that, and I could just ciao.